Today we are revisiting the Springfield Hellcat 380 versus SIG P365 380 discussion we started in our first range report on the Hellcat 380. For our newer viewers, we're going to briefly describe the two pistols we're shooting today. Both the Hellcat 380 and the P365 380 are optics-ready, micro-compact double-stack magazine-fed, striker-fired pistols chambered in 380 ACP. On paper, their size and weight are very similar. In both 9mm and now 380, I think it's safe to call the Hellcat a reaction piece to the P365. The biggest difference between these two pistols, besides the names on the slides, is what is legally considered the firearm, at least where I live. Being in the P365 family, on the P365 380, the fire control unit is technically the firearm. Because of this, you can easily migrate that fire control unit to different grip frames, further enabling the user to customize every aspect of the pistol. Not only can you use different triggers, slides, barrels, change from 380 to 9mm or vice versa, but you can easily swap grip frames. For the Hellcat, legally, again where I live, the grip frame is the firearm, not say a fire control unit. So while things like the slide and barrels, and probably even a caliber change are likely just as easy, using a different grip frame, while probably possible, isn't as easy peasy lemon squeezy as it is on the P365. For some, that's why they have the P365. For others, well, they don't care and they have no need of that feature. Another notable difference between these two pistols is the optics footprint. The P365 380 comes with the RMSC and Holosun K footprints, while the Hellcat 380 is the RMS and SMS footprint. Since we're on the topic of sights, the Hellcat has the tritium front sight with U-notch rear sight, while the SIG has the SIG Light tritium night sights. In both cases, they are replaceable. While both pistols will striker fired, they do have different style triggers. I'll talk more on the triggers as well as the iron sights in the conclusion. The last mentionable is capacity, where the Hellcat technically enjoys a +1 advantage and +3 advantage today compared to the 10-round P365 magazines we're using. I technically have 12 and 15-round P365 magazines, but they're also technically 9mm magazines, so I excluded them from today's video for obvious reasons. Now that we have some of the details out of the way, let's head to the range and see these two firearms in action. We'll start with 10 rounds of Blazer 95 grain aluminum from each pistol at a quarter-size silhouette with some double taps mixed in. It's the first day of spring here with nice weather to match. The range is popular, so there will be the occasional bit of background noise. So eyes and ears on, and let's hit the range. Okay, my first shot might have been a bullseye. We hit the target. With the rest of them, I guess is what we'd say. Let's see what we could do with our Hellcat. Same thing, 10 shots, hopefully the same sequence. Jeebus. Okay, we got a few in the shoulder, which tells us our Hellcat group is not quite as good as the SIG group. Both have one hit that's pretty decent. For our next 10, let's do 5 slow measured shots at each of the bullseyes over the shoulders. I'll do 5 left hand, 5 at the right hand with the SIG, 5 at the right hand, 5 at the left hand with the Springfield. We'll start with the Springfield, or should I say HS product. Here we go. It looks like 4 on one side, maybe average 4 on both sides. Let's see what the SIG does here. Okay, the first 5 from the SIG on target. The next 5, pretty terrible. For our final 10 shots with both firearms, we're going to do 10 shots of Federal Punch with the 85 grain jacketed hollow point projectile at the cranium zone of each target. As an added challenge, the wind has picked up a little and the target is kind of flapping at us this way. So in true Bacon Nation fashion, if we hit all shots due to our greatness, and if the ones we miss are going to be due to the weather. You can't see it, but I just winked at you through my safety glasses. Let's start with our SIG P365 at our left-hand target. Here we go, 10 shots, cranium zone. We might have put all 10 on the cranium zone. That Federal Punch, when you fire it after the Blazer ammo we started the day with, it smells like fireworks. Here we go, Hellcat right-hand target. This isn't good. I think we maybe only have 2 around the ear. That's not good. That's like Fight Club. Oh, you got me in the ear. In this case, that's not perfect. You can take your hearing protection off now. We're back to the discussion portion of the video. I'm going to start the final breakdown with what for me are the minor points. The capacity difference. In a double stack platform, a 1 round difference isn't enough to sway me unless everything else is a tie. In terms of the optics footprint difference, I don't have a preference one way or the other as far as the footprint goes. I like that both are optics ready by default. Eventually, I'll start shopping for something to go on the Hellcat. In the past, we had a hollow sun on one of our P365 380s. It was a lot of fun, but we ended up migrating that hollow sun to another pistol for review purposes. Maybe in the future, we'll also go back to having an optic on the P365 380. As far as recoil, as I mentioned in our first range report on the Hellcat, I didn't notice any difference in recoil between these 2 pistols. Now let's step up to what I'd call the more noticeable differences, at least for me. Sights are a big difference for me, but they are easily replaceable, so outside of personal preferences, I'd call them equals. I shoot 3-dot sight systems much more often, and as a result, even on a day like today where I hadn't shot the SIG in, wow, has it really been a few months, Frederick? I still shot it better in part because I'm more comfortable with that 3-dot sight system than the U-notch one. The other part that played a big role in shooting one pistol better than the other were the triggers. My SIG has a lighter trigger compared to my Hellcat, but I don't think that the weight difference alone is responsible. Instead, I find it's the style differences that combine, where on the P365 I can use my natural grip and get a straight trigger pull, but on my Hellcat I have to use a slightly different grip to keep from pushing left that I forget to use when I'm not shooting it all the time. I'd also say I think the SIG grip texture is closer to my Goldilocks zone compared to the Hellcat. To me, the adaptive grip texture of the Hellcat grip is a little on the too smooth side. To me, it's designed to look good on paper, but in use, its performance doesn't match, at least my expectations. As we wind down today's video, in many ways, I think you could look back and say the SIG won. I shot it better, I like the sights more, the trigger agrees with me more, it's accurate, reliable, and to top it off, it's still almost $100 cheaper than the Hellcat. Other than the too expensive price, I still like the Hellcat. I still think it has good factory sights, a decent factory trigger, and is accurate and reliable. The reality is, I just shot the SIG better. It is what it is. Both are excellent 380s that are accurate, reliable, easy to shoot. They support popular common optics and have high capacity. They have low recoil, and they feel good in the hand. The triggers are decent for factory triggers. The SIG is a little more affordable most days. The Hellcat currently has a little less negative company press. Is the fire control unit and modular nature of the P365 important to you? If not, it seems like all we're left with is price and brand politics, shall we say. Did anything stand out to you between these two pistols that we didn't mention in the video? Let us know in the comments. Well, anyway, that seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like it, share it with your friends and family. Those things are free, and they help the channel greatly. If you'd like to help us make more of these videos in the future, look into becoming a member. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice night.
Now I'm going to need all of you in the Bacon Nation to have a seat right over there.
Did I get it? Yeah.
10 yards.
I'm thankful for you. I appreciate everything you do. So stay safe, stay healthy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the TV. And, take care of Fred and Corey when you can. You know what he likes.